Thank you, Jamie. So I am Stacy Muller. I'm the Principal Product Manager for SUSE AI. And I want to thank you, wherever you are in the world, for joining our webinar and taking time out of your day. So moving to the next slide, you can see that the world of AI is really exploding. From simple chatbots to code assistants to agentic workflows, and now MPUs. But the statistics from moving to an isolated workload into production are really pretty stark. If you look at the slide, let's look at what the analysts are saying. McKinsey is saying that the long-term potential of AI is awesome, but the short-term returns are unclear. Over the next 3 years, 92% of companies plan to increase their AI investments to see what they can get from AI. Gartner is saying that through 2027, 80% of Gen AI projects will be abandoned after proof of concept. That's a lot of projects. And IDC concurs with that. They say that the rate of custom-built AI applications and services, the conversion from POC to production, was 44% in January of this year, with concerns being around brand, toxicity, and excessive model costs. The key challenges come down to the lack of trust and an inability to deploy at scale. So the challenges are real, and they're real for every company experimenting with AI today. AI regulations and compliance can cost a business upwards of 7% of its global turnover. There's a lack of trust that's existing in the outputs of the model. Is it hallucinating? Are there guardrails? There's inconsistency with the models, the tools, and the applications, whether they're coming from open source or someplace else. It's the inability to scale and keep your costs under control. And then there's the complex and very expensive infrastructure that comes with AI, including new hardware and GPUs. So how do you get from using AI in a POC to getting it to production, and it's ready to scale with your enterprise? But let's not forget that AI is a workload. And all the analysts are saying that it really is the next strategic workload, which means it has to be embedded into your organization. So getting it from POC to production is extremely important. So what do you need? You need a consistent platform that you can use, that you can depend on, and that you can scale. And that's what SUSE is giving you. SUSE AI is a cloud-native, enterprise-ready platform that's optimized for being able to run Gen AI workloads. You can now safely and securely run your Gen AI applications on an on-premise, hybrid, cloud, or even air-gapped environment with the trust that your data remains private and secure. And we can say this, that it's proven because it's being run on top of the SUSE Rancher platform. SUSE Rancher has been named a leader in the Gartner Magic Quadrant. It enables you to manage and secure every application workload with real-time observability and robust security measures. You could accelerate innovation across your organization. You can modernize your infrastructure by seamlessly transitioning from VM-based setups to cutting-edge cloud-native applications. And on top of all this, we give you AI observability and AI security, so you have sovereignty over your Gen AI solutions. And when it comes to how you serve your AI customers, you can choose any model you want, whether it's the likes of Ollama or it's VLM, depending on your use case. So if you look at the value proposition of what SUSE AI is, we start with three main premises: security and trust, freedom to choose, and extensibility. Security is at the heart of SUSE software. And we bring that same ethos to the AI solution. This takes even more urgency because of the extreme innovation and just the fast pace of open source AIs, of the AI space. So whether you're pulling something from an open source project, you don't know how many CVEs are in there, you don't know where it's coming from, you have a lot of questions about that component. But what if that component was enterprise hardened and it was run through a build system that sanitized the software and provided you a piece of software that was scanned for vulnerabilities? That's what we're doing with SUSE AI. We're giving you the freedom to choose. So whether you want to implement in the cloud, if you want to implement on premises, if you have a hybrid deployment model, or even an air gap situation, the choice is yours. We're not dictating an LLM. We are providing a bridge to any LLM. You choose the LLM that the application you need, that the application needs, that the application that you're building needs, sorry. The platform will include the components that you need to serve the model. And while we don't recommend LLMs, we do have partners and a services team that will help you. We're about no lock-in. Some of the feedback we've heard from customers and partners alike is that they don't ever want to be locked into a certain software stack. In fact, the CIO of one of the largest chip companies told us that they don't ever want to get locked into a single ecosystem ever again. So they appreciate our approach to modularity. We're also about the choice of components. So while our partners can recommend models, our partners can recommend components, we give you the choice of using any model that has API capability with our solution. And you can use any open source component to build your AI workload. Extensibility comes with the few libraries that we're developing and we're giving to you. And we're continually adding to that library, especially if they start getting traction in our open source communities. You can build additional use cases on top of those libraries with little additional investment. We have a modular architecture that supports innovation. And finally, again, you can deploy it where it makes sense for your business. So to summarize, we're really ideal for organizations which are prioritizing privacy, security, flexibility, and control over their AI deployments. So I talked a little bit about our curated library, and these are the features that our platform provides for you. Our curated library comes from the Rancher application collection. So it's easy to install through Helm charts. The components that we're providing in the library are open source, they're validated, They have a software bill of materials, so you know where they're coming from. And they're constantly being updated, so you have the access to the most current open source components. And because SUSE AI is really a rolling release, what we released in November is different than what we released in January, and it's actually different than what we have in there today. These are enterprise hardened, open source AI components that are at your fingertips. We're providing you with SUSE Observability, but on top of SUSE Observability, we're giving you AI Observability. It's a dashboard that gives you insights into everything you need to take your POC to production, including things like token usage, token costs, GPU utilization, and performance, and also the interactions between components. So you know what happens when performance is lagging. You can go back in time and look and see what happens. You can see how close your GPUs are being, or how well your GPUs are being optimized. This is very important when you're bringing something from POC to production. And then security. And security is not only about network traffic or container level security. It's also about ethical and trustworthy AI. And a lot of the regulations are around ethical and trustworthy AI. It's about putting guardrails in place to prevent unintended behavior, biases, security risks, and compliant violations. This is super important so you don't get caught in some of these very hefty AI regulations that are being put in place. And again, we are based on Rancher Prime. So you have all the cloud native goodness you need, like extensibility, modularity, and scalability. And this gives you a consistent platform on which to grow and future-proof your AI workloads across your business. So what did we announce at SUSECon? As customers move from POC to production, they must understand what they're getting from their AI investments. So we announced AI observability. That means that you now have the ability to observe the performance of your GPUs, your LLM token usage, and your model performance. This is real-time observability dashboards that provide the metrics that you need to understand your investments and to plan for that production-ready AI that you need to innovate. In this way, you can optimize the costs of your AI projects. You have remediation recommendations, and you can improve the performance and resource utilization of your AI infrastructure. From a security standpoint, we just talked about trust, ethics, and transparency. And how do you get there? We recommend and we provide you with a way to use guardrails. Guardrails prevent unintended behavior. They prevent security risks and compliance violations. Think of them as an autopilot system, ensuring that a plane stays on course. You want your AI to stay on course. And if you recall from some of the numbers earlier today, this is one of the things that was preventing POCs from moving to productions. We announced 2 ways of enabling guardrail technologies. One is a green doc, a reference architecture, if you will, a how-to guide that gives you a blueprint for creating guardrails and implementing guardrails on your LLMs. We've also expanded our partnerships with Infosys, and we now have integration of their responsible AI technology within SUSE AI. From a build perspective, we know the world of AI is moving incredibly fast. What's cutting edge today may be out of date tomorrow, or the company might be out of business tomorrow. Customers need a place where they can obtain open source AI components that are free from CVEs and that are secure. They need a trusted source of truth. We've expanded our AI library, so now we have Ollama, OpenWebUI, OpenWebUI pipelines, MLflow, and Melvis. And that library will continue to grow as we move on through the year. We've also created a way for you to build agentic workflows, which provide a way for you to simplify complex business problems and let AI systems operate autonomously and adapt to dynamic environments. We provided a green doc, a reference architecture, or a how-to guide for you to build these agentic workflows so you can take your complex business processes and make them manageable. So we've talked a little bit about AI observability, but what is it really? AI models are often black boxes. It can get hard to understand how they make decisions. They're complex. They involve multiple data sources, multiple model iterations, and external dependencies. LLMs can drift from a data drift to a concept drift. There's regulations that require compliance and explainability. And you need insights into how you can debug and troubleshoot performance issues with AI applications. AI failures can also often be subtle and hard to detect, and that's why you need proper monitoring. AI observability provides all this and more. Our dashboards provide you with the ability to understand the system from the outside, so you can answer the questions, why is something happening and when is it happening? And because AI observability is built on SUSE observability, our dashboards actually show the 4 T's: telemetry, the metrics, trace interactions or user interactions, topology, which components exist and how those components interact, and time. So you can actually go back in time and look at maybe where performance was an issue or costs were an issue. These are the true metrics that you need for your business to understand the investments and, more importantly, to optimize the costs of your AI project. You need to be able to provide remediation recommendations that will improve the performance and the resource utilization of how AI infrastructure metrics. We include things like LLM costs, token usage, GPU utilization, and GPU performance. SUSE AI is secure by design. One of the components is SUSE Security. It provides a zero trust security of the network traffic and container layers. And with SUSE AI, you get an auditable framework to meet regulatory requirements, as well as limiting access to only approved model repositories. But we go further with guardrails. And we help you create guardrails that enable you to prevent unintended LLM behavior. Things like bias, security risks, or compliance issues. We empower you to take advantage of guardrails technology through our green docs and our curated components and our partnerships that provide trust and accuracy and removes the risks of biases. So again, we provide security. You get enhanced runtime security, advanced threat detection, and expanded compliance features. SUSE security constantly scans throughout the container lifecycle and removes security roadblocks. Essentially, we are baking in security policies at the start to maximize agility. And with the integration of guardrails, you're now providing a watchdog on ethics, providing watch on the behavior of the LLM, making sure it doesn't deviate from your company or regulatory guidelines. And again, with guardrails, you can build your own. We're providing you a step-by-step way to build guardrails using our green doc. Or we've got integration with Infosys's guardrail technology, which provides ethical and regulatory frameworks with the Infosys responsible AI. Or you can choose whatever guardrail technology you want that makes sense for your business. SUSE is all about choice. We want what's best for your company. From a curated AI library standpoint, the AI technology and the landscape is just changing incredibly fast. Innovation is happening at an extreme rate in this space. What might be a popular open source solution today might get completely outdated by another solution tomorrow. In fact, one of our customers, one of the largest credit card companies in the world, has an open source security board, and their board takes 6 months to approve each new open source component. 6 months is a world in AI land. One other ask to us was to help them bring out sanitary versions of new open source projects that can be approved from the internal board much faster, like within 3 or 4 weeks. That's a huge difference. And with a rolling release format, we will continue to add libraries and components to our curated library. And what we want from you and our customers is you bring us what you want, and we will provide the most popular open source components in an enterprise-grade environment. This will mitigate your risk, ensure compliance, and accelerate your development. In addition to giving you the building blocks for AI workloads, SUSE AI is also enabling you to quickly build agentic workflows with a green doc, providing a step-by-step reference architecture that will seamlessly integrate with SUSE AI. This document is part of a library of green docs that we will be continually growing over the next few months. Additionally to this green doc, We have added Open Web UI pipelines to our expanded library. Open Web UI Pipelines is a popular open source workflow automation tool that lets you easily create, manage, and execute agentic workflows by chaining together AI models, APIs, and external tools without manual intervention. And of course, we would never let you go on it on your own if you need help. SUSE has a services team ready to help you get on the right track. And they've developed 2 Jumpstart offerings to help you with your SUSE AI development. Both of these offerings are focused on deployment of the platform. The first is SUSE AI Explorer. It's an engagement that's your starting point for leveraging the SUSE AI platform. It's a short and focused pilot engagement. And the deliverables include AI platform deployment to accelerate the setup of the AI platform, security, incorporating the security measures that you need to safeguard your data, your workloads, and AI operations, observability, which will enable proactive monitoring and management, and a comprehensive configuration guide, which will give you access to a detailed guide, equipping your team with the knowledge to manage and scale your AI deployments. This engagement is ideal for organizations looking to quickly adopt a solid AI framework while ensuring high standards of security and operational visibility. The second of these offerings is SUSE AI Enhance. Enhance builds upon AI Explorer by providing everything in AI Explorer plus discovery and design, which allows you to collaborate with SUSE experts to assess your unique requirements, your challenges, and your goals. You'll receive a tailored architectural design and implementation strategy that aligns with your business objectives. We'll also provide functional testing, which is in-depth testing to validate system functionality and ensure your AI platform is ready for production workloads. And with the Enhance program, you get a training subscription. So this e-learning subscription provides access to on-demand classes, including the newly released SUSE AI class, which provides you with hands-on labs and certification opportunities. In this way, you can build internal expertise and maximize the value of your SUSE AI investment. We also work with a number of partners, so a regional SI or a global SI. The choice is yours. We're just here to help you in any way that we can. And this is what you get with the AI suite. You get everything from SUSE Linux Enterprise to SUSE Security, SUSE Multi-Linux Management, SUSE Observability, the AI library, and more. It's a complete platform. It's a consistent platform. It's an extensible platform. And it's a platform that will help future-proof your AI workloads. It provides enablement for guardrails and true observability. And you can see the 2 ways you can purchase it. But I want to talk a little bit now about some of the successes we've had. The FIS Group is an independent IT service provider. They're based in Germany, and they specialize in SAP projects. They adopted SUSE AI because they wanted infrastructure flexibility, they wanted security, and they wanted transparency. From intelligent invoice processing to real-time recommendations. They found that with SUSE AI. They can now rapidly develop and deploy AI applications that meet the strict data privacy and compliance requirements of their customers, especially their customers in highly regulated industries. TCS was our launch partner. They have a strong consulting partner practice for deploying AI solutions for their customers, but they wanted a platform that met the enterprise-grade needs of their customers for their AI solutions. SUSE AI allows them to give their customers at scale a compliant AI platform. SUSE AI's foundational feature set aligns very well with the requirements of TCS's customers, including cloud-native scalability, our focus on meeting compliance and regulatory requirements, and our choice of hosting multiple AI use cases. Infosys is one of our newest GSIs, and we are collaborating them with their Guardrails ethical and regulatory framework, which is called the Infosys Responsible AI Framework. This framework is integrated with the SUSE AI platform and combines enhanced ethical AI practices with SUSE AI. This marriage, if you will, ensures data privacy, regulatory compliance, and insight into AI workloads. In addition to the Guardrails framework, Infosys is providing our joint customers with access to the Infosys Topaz AI industry model, Gen AI applications, and agentic AI workflows. Fujitsu is another partner of ours, and they wanted a partner that wouldn't lock them into a single stack. They had a number of pre-built workloads that cover a number of AI use cases, and they wanted that consistent, secure, and trustworthy platform. So at this time, I invite you to learn more. Book a demo with one of our trusted colleagues, or work with one of our partners. Let us help you make the most of AI in your business. Let us help you drive AI innovations that deliver value to your organization and to your end customers. And with that, I want to thank you, and let's open it up to questions.
So it doesn't look like we have any questions so far. We can wait a few minutes. But also, is there any questions, Stacey, that you get frequently from some of our customers?
You know, I think a lot of customers are wondering what's next in maybe what's upcoming, possibly in the AI library. And while I can't commit to any of these because my product manager would kill me, I can, if I can find the right slide, share with you some of the upcoming components that we are looking to add over the next couple of months. Oops. So like I said, we just added PyTorch, OpenWebUI pipelines, and MLflow. We're updating our Llama, OpenWebUI, and Milvus to make sure that the current versions. But coming up, potentially, we're looking at include additional observability metrics. We're looking at different inference engines, potentially VLM, which I know we've been asked for. We're looking at LangFlow and PG Vector for agentic AI and vector databases. And potentially light LLM. But again, we're still in conversations about what the next tools are, but these are some of the tools that are under discussion right now.
Awesome. And we just got a question. Is it feasible to arrange a live demo of already implemented solutions?
Yes. If you want to get in contact with me, I'm happy to arrange a demo for you, and we can get that on the books.
Great. I will include the contact information in the follow-up email that everyone will receive tomorrow afternoon with the email you registered with.
Anything else I can answer?
I think we're all set. Doesn't look like we have any other questions come through. But again, we will share our contact information for those of you who would like to dive deeper into some of the information, and we can definitely set up some live demos for you as well.
And really, I think, Jamie, you're going to include my contact information. If there are any questions, anybody wants to have a chat, please connect with me. We're always happy to talk about it.
Great, thank you.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, thank you all for joining, and you will receive the recording from this presentation tomorrow afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you.